Good morning, students. I am welcoming you for second session of functions chapter. So we learnt already different character built-in functions. With the help of ctype.h header file, we can make use of these character library functions. Now let's continue with that particular ctype.h header file character built-in function. Now let's start with how to input a single character. See, with the help of get function, I can input a single character. See, the general form is data type we are going to use is char, char, and the variable name is ch. Here, cin is equal to, that is console input statement, get of ch. This particular function, get function, accept a character under the variable called as ch, and it is going to assign to the variable, assign to the console input statement. Or otherwise, we can also input like this char ch. Ch equal to cin dot get of ch. So single character is going to accept with the help of get function, and it is going to assign to the variable called as ch. So here I can give blank space also, cin dot get of blank space. So one character is going to accept and assign to variable called as ch. Then this is to input a string. To output a single character, sorry, this is for inputting a single character. To output a single character, put off function is used. Ch equal to cin dot get off is used to accept a single character. Cout dot put off ch. Whatever which is there in ch variable, it is going to print on a screen. This is how you are inputting and outputting a single character. Dear students, you can expect a question how to input and output a character, single character. So that may be the question. This is an answer for that with example. Now dear students, let me start with a program. See, to determine type of character, like whether it is an alphabet or it may be a digit or it may be a special character, to find either an alphabet or a digit or a special character, this program is written. So let me start with preprocessor directives ash include iostream.h. Dear students, I told you already, if we include iostream.h, automatically some input output functions can be used. If I include conio.h, console input output dot header file, clear screen, get ch, this type of functions can be used. Ash include ctype.h, character handling functions, character library functions, character built-in functions. See, so to check this function, we'll use this ctype.h, that is alpha or something like that we can make use. Here I am not using that is alpha, but still I am including this. Char void main, this represents a main function. In this function, within this pair of brackets, I am going to writing a statements for the program. So declaration part, char is the data type, ch is a variable name. CLR SCR is used to clear the screen. Console output statement to print a string on a screen. It will give you a message, type in a character. It's going to accept, it's going to accept a character. This is a message for the user. Here ch equal to cin dot get off. This statement accepts a character from the user. Then it is going to check if that character ch is greater than or equal to single character constant a, and ch is less than or equal to single character constant z. If it is in between a and z, capital letter A and Z, or this is a or symbol or logical operator. If it is in between small letter a and also small letter z, ch is greater than or equal to small letter a and ch is less than or equal to small letter z. In between these two, either from a to z capital letter or in between small letter a to z, then it will be an alphabet. It is going to print see out it is an alphabet. So after completing this, end else statement will end that particular line. If it is not in between this list, then it will comes to else part. If the condition is false, if the given input is not in between capital letter A to Z and small letter a to z, then it will check the second condition. It will comes to else part. If ch is greater than or equal to 0 and ch is less than or equal to 9, in between 0 and 9, then it is going to print it is a digit. If it is not given a letter or a digit, then it will comes to else part, then it is going to print it is a special character. Here first condition to check whether it is an alphabet, capital letter A to Z, small letter a to z. If it is not in between a to z, then it will check 0 to 9 digit. It will comes to else part. If first condition false, then it will comes to else part. If second condition is also false, then it will comes to else part. It is going to print special character. This is a program without using built-in function. I can find whether the given input is an alphabet or digit or special character. See in this example, if you type a character F, it is going to give you result as it is an alphabet. Next, this program to convert character from uppercase character to lowercase character. So dear students, this program is there also for your practicals. See, preprocessor directive #include iostream.h, #include console input output.h, #include character type function ctype.h. Void main, this represents it is a main function. Declaration part, char is a data type, ch is a variable name. Variable name, anything you can give, there is no restriction, only you have to give ch. Anything you can give. Under the rules, that is what naming an identifier. So CL or SCR will give you clears the screen. Then cout, type a character. It is going to give a message, type in a character. Then ch equal to cin dot getoff function. This function fetch a character from the user and assign to the variable called as ch. Now it checks the condition if E is upper of ch. First it checks whether the given input is in uppercase or not. If it is in uppercase, then ch equal to 2 lower of ch. Dear students, I already told you, 2 lower function convert the given character to lowercase. Suppose if it is an uppercase character, then it is going to convert it into lowercase and assign to the variable called as ch. Here the output statement, the lowercase character is ch. It will bring the character whichever you give. If you give it in uppercase, then it is going to convert it into lowercase and it is going to print. If it is not in uppercase, then it will comes to the else part. See, if E is upper is of ch, if it is not true, then it will comes to else part. Here it is going to check, is it in a lowercase? If the given character is in lowercase, then It's going to convert it into uppercase. See, to upper of function is used to convert the given input into its equivalent uppercase character. After converting, it is going to assign to the variable called as ch. Here, output statement is the lowercase character letter is ch. That is the converted letter. It's going to print here. Even if it is not in lowercase, then if it is not in uppercase, if it is not in lowercase, definitely it is going to give you a message that it is not an alphabet. It is not at all an alphabet. If it is an alphabet, it must be there either in uppercase or in lowercase. If it is not in uppercase or lowercase, automatically it is not an alphabet. So this program will give you an output like if you give it in lowercase, it is going to print it in uppercase. If you give it in uppercase, it is going to give you as lowercase character. See, I have given 3 examples here. Type in a character, user has to type any character or any input. If the input is small letter f, then it is going to convert it into uppercase letter f. If second sample run, if you run the same program again it will ask you to type in a character. If you enter capital letter yes, it is going to print small letter yes. Any letter you can give, automatically it will convert it into its opposite case. If you enter it in uppercase, it's going to convert it into lowercase. If you enter into in lowercase, it's going to convert it into uppercase. So if you enter a number, I have given an example that is 9. See, suppose if you give 9, then it's going to give you the result as it is not a character because it is not either an uppercase, not a lowercase. So it is going to give it is not a character. So this is a program to check to convert uppercase to lowercase, lowercase to uppercase, or if it is not at all a letter, it's going to give you the output as it is not a character. Next, string functions. Dear students, I already explained string functions. Now I'll go in depth about this string function because this also can be expected for 5 marks. This is very important, just like character built-in function. String functions also asked many times for 5 marks or even for 2 marks too. So we'll go in depth about this string function. A string is a sequence of characters, or we can also call it as group of characters or array of characters enclosed within double quotes. Always strings enclosed within double quotes, and it ends with null character. Always strings ends with null character. A string is a group of characters enclosed within double quotes and ends with null character. See, generally strings are manipulated as one-dimensional array characters, that is array of characters terminated by null character. To use these functions, the header file string.h must be included. See, as include string.h is required to perform these built-in string functions. I'm going to give you list of functions now. One is strlen. This function is used to find length of a given string. See, suppose if you give input as strlen of computer, that computer must be enclosed within double quotes. It will count the number of characters and give you the result as an integer format. That is, it's going to give you 8. It won't count any null characters. It will count only the characters which is enclosed within double quotes. Even if you leave space, space is also considered as a single character. So it will count and give you the proper result. As I told you, if you give an example of computer, it will give you the result as 8. strlen of any string, it will give you length of that given string. Next, second one, strcat. CAT means concatenation, string concatenation. Suppose if you have two strings, to join two strings, we are going to use the function called as strcat, string concatenation. See, in this syntax, I have given strcat of s1 comma s2. s1 is the first string, s2 is the second string. It is going to join both the strings. Consider if you have computer in a variable called as s1, if you have education in a variable called as s2, if you give strcat of s1 comma s2, then the resultant value will be computer education, because it is going to join the two strings. strcat, concatenation of string. It is going to join two strings and two strings, s1 and s2. Next function is strcpy, string copy. This function copy the contents of second string to first string. So in this example, what I am giving is s2 is a second string, s1 is a first string. So to copy the contents of s2 to s1, this function is used. Suppose if you have anything at s1, it is going to clear it out and copy the contents of s2 to s1. s2 variable contents is going to join to the variable called as s1. So suppose if I give strcpy of s1 comma computer, computer must be enclosed within double quotes, computer group of characters is going to assign to the variable called as s1. Next function is strcmp. See, strcmp is a function which is used to compare the two strings. This function is used to compare the two strings by considering the case difference. That is very important, students. Considering the case difference. If you enter it in an uppercase, if you compare with the lowercase character, it won't match. It will give you result as 0. It's going to compare the two strings. If both the strings are exactly equal without a case difference, then it is going to give 0. See, if both the strings are exactly equal, then the resultant value will be 0. If first string is higher, that is the ASCII value of first string is higher than second string, then it returns greater than 0, more than 0. It will give you resultant value is greater than 0. If the first string is lower and second string is higher, automatically it returns less than 0. By considering the case difference, remember students, if it's going to compare the two strings, if it is in uppercase, ASCII value is lesser. If it is in lowercase, ASCII value is greater. So with the ASCII value comparison, if both the strings are exactly equal without any case difference, if both the strings are in the same case, that is either in uppercase or lowercase, then it is going to compare the two strings. Then it will give you, if both the strings are exactly equal, it returns 0. If first string is higher, returns bigger value. If second string is higher, then it returns less than 0. Then the next one is strcmpi, string compare with ignore case difference. So most of the time this question arises in the examination, students. Give the difference between strcmp and strcmpi. strcmp compares the two strings by considering the case difference. strcmpi compares the two strings by ignoring the case difference. Even the letter, either in uppercase or lowercase, it compares. If both the strings are exactly equal, then resultant value will be 0. It doesn't bother whether it is in uppercase or lowercase. If the letter is same, it compares it and returns the value as 0 if both are equal. If the string is not equal, if first string is higher, the ASCII value of first string, it compares each and every character there, students. If first string is higher, returns greater than 0. If second string is higher, it returns less than 0. So, in this example, it's going to compare S1 with S2. If S1 and S2 are exactly equal, then returns 0. If S1 is greater than S2, greater than 0 is the resultant value. If S1 is lesser and S2 is greater, it returns less than 0 as resultant value. So, strcmp compares the two strings by considering the case difference. strcmpi compares the two strings by ignoring the case difference. Next function is string reverse. This function is used to reverse a given string. Suppose if the input is COMP, it returns output as PMOC. Next, strupr. This function converts the string into its equivalent uppercase character. strlwr. This function converts to its equivalent lowercase character. So, dear students, many times this question arises in the final examination. Either character built-in functions or string built-in functions. We can also call it as library functions. You can expect it for either for 5 marks or for 2 marks or 1 mark, anything you can expect. So the built-in function, the header file for this string function is string.h. So now let's learn how to declare a string variable, how to initialize a string, how to write a program using string functions. See, first of all, declaration for a string variable. Char is a data type we have to use. Any name we can give, that is array name. We can call it as string name. And within big brackets, we have to specify the size. From 0 to 26, from 1 to 26, 256, any number of characters we can assign. 1 to 256. Char data type, string name, anything optional. According to users' will and wish, they can give the string name. Within big brackets, we have to specify the size, how many number of characters we need. So then, example, char, leave one space, st is a variable name of 50. 50 is the size of the character. 50 bytes I can make user, and it reserves 50 bytes of space to accept any string. Then we'll go for initialization. Initializing a string. See, like any other variable, we can initialize here. Char, leave one space, s of 10 equal to, within double quotes, we have to write the characters. Dear students, we can also make use of flower brackets here. First flower bracket, then double quotes, then string name, then close the double quotes, then flower brackets and semicolon. Semicolon is a null statement. Here, this particular string Karnataka is going to assign to the variable called as S. S is a variable name, string variable name, 10 is the size. Next, so the last character is null character. See in this example, char st equal to within flower brackets I have given computer. Then last character is slash 0, that is null character. Even if I didn't give this thing, it will treat last character as null character only. So automatically that particular string group of characters, it is going to assign to the variable called as st. So then char st of 10, example I have given book, 4 characters are assigned to this variable called as st. Dear students, so here we are supposed to learn how to input a string and output a string. GetLine is a function which is used to inputting a string. See the syntax, cin dot getLine string comma the size. The number of characters you are going to assign to the variable that is called as a string, here we have to specify. In this example, cin dot getLine st comma 25. 25 number of characters are going to assign to the variable called as st to accept the characters. So 25 is a size, st is a variable name. It is going to accept maximum of 25 characters in this example. Then outputting a string. Generally we use cout object to print a string. If it is in a binary form, then we'll prefer write function. So here the syntax is cout.write string comma size, cout.write st comma 25. So write is a function which is used to give an output to the user. GetLine is a function which is used to inputting a string. So getLine function terminates reading characters on reading a new line character, whereas writeOff function does not stop displaying the characters when encountering a null character. Next, this is an example, students, to know how to input a character and how to print a string. See in this example, iostream.h header file, conio.h console input output header file. Main is a main function, char is a data type, s is a variable name, 50 spaces are allocated for this. CLR will clear the screen. It will give you the message on a screen, cout, it's a console output statement. It will give you a message, enter the string. Here it is going to accept a string, line of character, maximum of 50 spaces, assigned to the variable called as yes. Then, because write is a binary form of data, so I am straight away giving cout yes. The string is outputted over there. Get ch waits for a while to press any key from the users. Users press any key from the keyboard, it will continue its process after displaying the result. Next, strlen function. This function returns the length of a given string. See, suppose if you give an example Bangalore, it returns 9. It counts the number of characters and automatically it will give you result as the total number of characters within double quotes. It won't count any space character. See the example. So char is a data type, st is a variable name, maximum size allocated is 100. Int l is a variable to assign the length of a given string. So because it is a number type of data, I have declared it as integer. Clear screen will clear the screen for the user. Cout, enter a string. It accepts getLine function, accept a string, maximum of 100 character space. Then strlen function. Dear students, see this hash include string.h. If you include this, you can make use of this stringlen function. So it counts the number of characters which is entered at this string and assigned to the variable called as L. Now the output is cout length equal to, it displays the number of characters which is assigned to the variable called as L. GetCH function will give you time to see the result. After giving any character or any, if you press any button from the keyboard, it stop and it will resume. Then string concatenation. Dear students, already I explained this function. This function is used to join the two strings, to add the two strings, to combine the two strings. See, string second is joined with string 1. Character str1, we have win. Character str2, we have dowsh8. Suppose if I give strcat of str1 comma str2, the output is Windows 8. Then the function string copy, to copy the contents of second string to first string. Next, string compare. This function is used to compare the two strings alphabetically by considering the case difference. It is case sensitive. See this example. Suppose if I give str1 there, T is capital here. In this str2, T is small letter. So T is less than small letter t. So it gives less than 0 as output. Next, strcmpi. This particular function compares the two strings by ignoring the case difference. So it won't consider the case difference at all. So even if it is in uppercase or lowercase. See in this example, str1 there, str2 there. But here this is uppercase t, this is lowercase t. Though this is a case difference, but still by comparing these two strings, it returns 0. It won't consider the case difference. So if it is in any case, it compares the strings. So it gives the result as 0. See the difference I have given here. Function strcmp is case sensitive. strcmpi is not case sensitive. Then this function, this program is used to check whether the given input is palindrome or not. Dear students, palindrome means if you reverse a string by comparing the original string with the reversed string, if you get the same result, then it is treated as palindrome. I am going to repeat it again. See in this program, at the bottom I have given an example, REFER. If you reversed it, same output you will get, REFER. So such examples are palindromes. The original string is going to compared with reversed string. Both are one and the same, then it is a palindrome. Otherwise, it is not going to be treated as palindromes. See in this example, main function, I have declared two strings under data type char, yes and r. First string, maximum of 100 space, I am going to assign the contents to the variable called as yes, cin dot getLine yes comma 100. Now I am copy the contents of yes to r. Now both yes and r having same thing, whatever the input you are giving. Then I am going to reverse only the contents of r, strrev of r. Now I am going to compare strcmpi, ignoring the case difference, yes with r. If both the strings are exactly equal, then resultant value will become 0. It is going to compare 0 with 0 if it is true. If both the things are 0, then it is going to print it is palindrome. Or otherwise, while comparing the two strings, if the resultant value is not 0, then it will comes to else part, it is going to print it is not a palindrome. See in this example, if I give REFER, it is going to give the result as it is palindrome. So next, one more program students, to count the number of vowels and consonants in a string. See in this example, I have included ctype.h as well as string.h. Char yes of 100, so here C must be small letter. Int numeric type of number type of data we need. That's why I have taken Li. Initial value of consonant is 0. Initial value of vowels is 0. So instead of typing consonant that many number of characters, I have given CONS for vowels VOW. Clears the screen. Cout, enter a string. As usual, getLines function accepts a string from the user with the maximum size of 100 characters. strlen of s. So now this counts the length of a given string. For loop, I equal to 0, initial value. Dear students, you know already the looping concepts. So I is less than l up to the maximum length of characters, the last character, it will enter into the loop I plus plus. It will increment one by one. Here, first condition is if E is alpha of S of I. String is S, I is the first character first time. If I is 0, S of 0, it checks whether the first letter is an alphabet. If it is an alphabet, then only it will enter into this function, or otherwise it will come out of this condition. Then, if it is a character, if it is an alphabet, it will comes into this loop, this function. Switch is a statement, conditional statement. To upper, it will convert the uppercase character. First character, it is S of 0, is going to convert it into uppercase. It compares that character with A, E, I, O, U. If it is equivalent to any of these characters, then it counts vowels. It adds vowels. Earlier vowels value is 0. If it is equivalent to any of these letters, it will add one digit to vowel. Or otherwise, if it is not equivalent to any of these letters, it will add consonant. Then control come back to this. Next we will go for second character. I becomes 1. Is 1 is less than L. If the condition is true, it will come to this condition. If E is alpha of S of 1 converts into uppercase, S of 1, it checks whether the second letter is equivalent to any of these letters. If it is equal, adds vowel with one value, or otherwise it will add consonant one value. So it will goes on doing the same thing for until it reach null character. Then, so finally, number of vowels, it gives you number of characters which is added to VOW variable, and number of consonants, the number of characters which is assigned to the number of consonants. So it's going to print these two things, vowels and consonants. So C++ provides you some useful functions under library stdlib.h. Some functions like random and different randomized function. Plenty of built-in functions are there. According to users' will and wish, according to users' necessity, we can make use of plenty of user built-in functions based on a requirement for software development. So these built-in functions provides you lots of advantage to develop a software. Instead of writing programs again and again, we can make use of these built-in functions at any moment of time for the user's necessity. Dear students, this ends this chapter, functions, that too built-in function. So I'm going to explain user-defined function in the next session. This chapter fetch you more marks. So I'll give you the list of questions which will be helpful for you to prepare for the examination. Thank you students. Thank you and all.